According to Google, a deep cut is a non-radio single by an artist, which tends to be often underplayed, and older songs. Usually fans who are really into the artist will know the tracks, but not most casual listeners. So it might be a song that's later in the album, maybe a track 7 or a track 8. It might be an international exclusive song. It might be a song that's only on the deluxe edition of an album. It might even be a demo. Deep cuts are usually songs, but for this video I'm going to include albums as well, so let's jump right in and talk about some of my favorite deep cuts in the scene. Let's start off with Blink-182 and Neighborhoods. The big comeback album from one of the biggest bands in the scene was a great follow-up to the self-titled. The album kept the same somber tone with the charm we all love Blink for. The first half of the album is some of Blink's best work. Ghosts on the Dance Floor, After Midnight, and of course, Wishing Well are some of the best pop-punk songs in recent years. I think the album doesn't really get that much love because the second half of the album, from Kaleidoscope on, is just really forgettable and honestly just bland and boring. But that first half, that's the good stuff. Sticking with Blink, I'm going to stand by my hot take that Wendy Clear is one of the band's best songs. It is everything that we all love Blink for. It takes you right back in that youthful mood, talks about skipping work to hang out with your boyfriend and girlfriend, to spend a day at the beach, but we're also sad because we know that they're with someone else. It is a top tier Blink-182 song. One of my other favorite deep cuts from Blink is What Went Wrong, and we need Travis Barker's full band version streaming ASAP. Simple Plan may only be ever known as the band that wrote I'm Just a Kid and Life is a Nightmare, but if you like that 2000s upbeat style of pop punk and you haven't checked out the band's other work, you're missing out. The band's album Get Your Heart On and the follow-up EP have some of the band's best signature upbeat fun songs. Loser of the Year, You Suck at Love, Ordinary Life, Out of My System are 2000s pop punk in all its glory. But I really wanted to focus on the band's 2008 self-titled album. Just look at how serious the band is in that album cover. It has every cliche of a band maturing. A black and white cover, the band staring in the distance, it has everything. Disregarding the cliche cover, this album has the band go for that more serious sound, and on some songs they just create generic, boring nothingness, but on others, Simple Plan does shine. The album closer What If is a big, grand, anthemic song about dealing with an ex-friend or an ex-lover, and talking about all the what ifs and what the future can hold if you better yourself. Generation, Your Love Is a Lie, and When I'm Gone are also standout songs. Simple Plan never used this sound again, so the self-titled album is really an oddball in the band's catalog, but when they hit that sweet spot, the songs are memorable. Fountains of Wayne, of course, are the Stacy's Mom band, but they are so much more. And yes, of course, Fountains of Wayne aren't really a pop-punk band, but we're talking about deep cuts, and I don't really know when I'm going to talk about Fountains of Wayne again, so let's dive right in. I feel like in recent years more people have realized just how many great songs Fountains of Wayne have. Hey Julie is one of the most fun, upbeat love songs you'll ever hear. The band's 2007 album Traffic and Weather has some absolute jams like Someone to Love, a song about being in your 30s, getting your career on track, turning into your parents but missing out on love. The lyrics are fun and clever. Highly recommend Someone to Love. Some of the band's B-sides, in my opinion, should have been the lead singles on some of their albums. The Girl I Can't Forget is a narrative story about falling in love at a bar, getting in a fight. It's like if a romantic comedy was a pop rock song, it just works. Marine is another standout song. It's basically a Motion City soundtrack song, so that should make you fall in love with it instantly. A lot of people only know of Fountains of Wayne because of Stacy's Mom, but do yourself a favor and check out some of the band's other songs. It's some of the best pop rock in recent years. Folly Adieu may have been the Fall Out Boy album that caused them to go on hiatus, but it's been very fun to see fans do a complete 180 on that album and fall in love with it. The band's last album before turning into a pop band, the album has songs that should have been embraced by the scene at the time. Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes is a great song, a great opener, and probably the most underrated Fall Out Boy song ever. I Don't Care, America's Sweetheart, Coffee's for Closers, all mixed together to deliver a very solid album. Moving to the band's 2018 Lake Effect Kid EP, the title track from that EP is an older Fall Out Boy song re-recorded, and it's just lovely. More of this, Fall Out Boy, please. My hot take here is that Yellowcard's last few albums are some of the band's best, and it's not even close. While Ocean Avenue is rightfully perceived as the band's best and most important album, it's not my pick. My pick would be the band's 2011 album, When You're Through Thinking, Say Yes. While it's a more mature Yellowcard, the album still keeps the pop-punk charm of their older material, and simply put, they're just better musicians now than they were back then. For You and Your Denial, With You Around, Hang You Up should be viewed as the blueprint of what pop-punk bands should do when they want to mature. The band's follow-ups, Southern Air, Lift the Sail, and the self-titled all keep that more straightforward sound, and I'm not saying that every song on those albums is perfect, but songs like Always Summer or Rest in Peace capture the signature Yellowcard sound, and it fits perfectly with their audience that has grown up. Whether you're a longtime Yellowcard fan or a newer fan of pop-punk, Yellowcard in their later years were pop-punk excellence. In 2011, Sum 41 released Screaming Bloody Murder, and it's a 14-song dark and brooding album. This is the album that the goth kids from South Park would listen to, the album that the emo kids in your high school wouldn't stop talking about. If this album was the debut album from a new and upcoming band and not Sum 41, I'm convinced it would have been a massive record. The reason no one talks about it is because it's Sum 41, a band that many people wrote off years ago. Following the end of lead singer Derek's marriage to Avril Lavigne, this is a breakup album. But it's not upbeat, fun, fat-lip Sum 41. This is world blame, dark, somber, depressed, angry Sum 41. Sum has always mixed hard rock and metal into their songs, and on songs like the title track or Jessica Kill, the band shines. There's also a few ballads on the album that fit very well. If you want an aggressive, catchy breakup album, this is a record that you'll love. Did I miss any deep cuts? Let me know down in the comments below. Also check out the Spotify link with all the songs I talked about. Please like and share the video, subscribe if you haven't, tell all your friends, and thanks for watching.